And we're on.
And action. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nosebleeders YouTube show / podcast. Although I'll be honest with you, I haven't been posting the audio versions lately because like most of our videos, most of our shows, you have to watch the YouTube to get the full thing. So anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Mike, happy Sunday evening. I had a great day. I hope you had a great day as well.
Got a lot done.
I understand. I'll be honest, I didn't do much of the outlining this episode, so I'm gonna kind of let you take the reins here. So what do you got for us today, Mike? What are the topics on the table here?
All right, so last week I mentioned something because you always start off the show normally. You did before we started recording with a seltzer, with a can, you know?
Yes, yeah, and I do have. I'm drinking a bright pink. This is a bright pink can because I'm a fucking alpha male. That's what I'm drinking this week. Watermelon seltzer.
Like Cameron with the pink. That's a hip hop thing. So, but I was telling you that they made a product, Pepsi, infused with nitrogen, and when you open the can, it makes an amazing noise. So I bought some when I went out. So this is not product placement. We're not sponsored. Maybe they will sponsor us.
That'd be great if Pepsi paid us, or anybody paid us any amount of money to do what we're doing. Yeah. That's not the case though.
So far, our viewers are Kathy Rabideau, Mary Beth Mooney. And a lot of
who's going to be on one of these weeks, by the way.
A lot of hackers and spam, yeah. So that's our audience.
No,
and Hacksaw watches us, yeah. We got some people
once in a while. Well, he hasn't commented yet, but I don't know. No, Hacksaw is cool. I gotta. By the way, speaking of Hacksaw, he has our most viewed TikTok clip by like a lot. Ooh. I put up a clip that you edited of us talking about the movie Slapshot. Yeah, and it got like 60,000 views on TikTok. People love them some Hacksaw, as do I. I'm a big fan. I'm still honored that he takes time to talk to us nobodies every once in a while, you know?
We're somebodies, but nobody knows that we're somebodies. That's the problem.
Exactly. And by the way, I was going to say too, they have the nitrogen. How funny would it be if they had one instead of nitrogen, it was infused with helium? So then when you drank it, your voice started sounding like this. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, we should do that. So we're going to open this up, and I want you to hear the sound and give it a good, like 5 seconds. You got to listen to this. All right, you ready?
Okay, put it up to the mic. Let's go.
Moment of truth. You ready for this? This is an amazing. It sounds like space. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Did you hear that?
It's like a rocket ship, man.
Yeah. It's like, now, it's very smooth and creamy. This is vanilla flavor, so it tastes slightly flat, but not flat to the point where it's undrinkable. It's a very smooth. It almost looks like beer foam, you know, when it's like smooth, like Guinness beer foam. It looks like Guinness.
By the way, I just want to say, are you going to be drinking that during the show right now? Like you're drinking it. I was going to say, because that's got a ton of caffeine in it. And like full disclosure, we're just recording this at like 10 o'clock at night. So you are,
63 grams of sugar, caffeine, sodium benzoate, and tartaric acid, whatever that is.
Personally, I would not have drank that this time of day. So.
It's for the show. It's for the show. And
I would say you can still put the rest in the fridge and drink the flatness later, and no one's gonna judge you here for it. That's all I'm saying.
And I accidentally had one earlier because I thought, we're gonna do the can thing tomorrow. I'm like, no, today's Sunday.
You are not sleeping tonight, my friend. You are gonna be useless at your day job tomorrow, and I'm very sorry to your bosses.
I didn't,
or more useless than usual. I don't know.
Right, exactly. I didn't plan this out right. So. What can we go over today? The Yankees won. They've been winning. They've been 6-1 since they were 7-1.
Difference a week and a half makes. Oh my goodness! Because getting mini swept by the Mets was the nadir of the season. I hope. And they've only lost 2 games since then, by the way. So that's been pretty nice. Yankees are looking good. Everyone's coming back from injury. They got some new bullpen arms. Al Leiter's nephew is now in the bullpen, so we're going to be winning a lot more of them long games. This is good. I like where this team is headed to right now. They are, as of this recording, tied for first. Everyone's starting to hit. Everyone's coming back from injury. And a couple weeks ago, man, I'll be honest with you, I was starting to just think, do I need to just give up and start really kind of brushing up on my football stuff and getting ready for the Giants season and get myself excited for that? But no, we got sucked back in. Probably to only get disappointed in the second round in October, like we always do.
That's probably true. But Garrett Cole, he started off shaky, pitched through it. He had to skip his start because he had the flu. He had body fatigue.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he had the flu, and then he had body fatigue, which, you know, we all have body fatigue because we don't do anything. But he had it because he was sick.
See, I watch a lot of baseball. You and I, we're obviously sports guys. I have never seen that used as an example, or not example was the wrong word. I've never seen body fatigue used as the reason why someone got scratched from a start. So I was sitting there and I'm like, what happened? Did he have the shits? Is he hungover? Because I knew that was a euphemism for something. At least I figured that it was. And it turned out, no, it actually turns out they were going through some of his like in between start stuff and his body wasn't bouncing back from the flu in his other starts. So that, sigh of relief. Because the Yankees, they never want to talk about the injuries. They keep everything a damn secret until 2 months in the injury. And they go, oh, by the way, this guy's really hurt.
I noticed you said sigh of relief, and I was going to say Cy Young of relief.
Nah. I don't know about this year, because I don't think they're going to give it to somebody who only pitches a half a season. But it's
well, it's not going to Clay Holmes, because first pitch he came in, they put him in the bottom of the eighth with like 2 outs, and the first pitch was a home run, which tied the game. Which we keep finding Clay Holmes in these situations where he's blowing saves, and you can argue it's not his fault, but yet he's giving up the home runs or the runs.
He rarely gives up a home run based on his pitch style. So that right there is a statistical outlier. And I'll die on the hill that most of his blown saves are not his fault. Like that game in Philly, all that weak contact was, I think it was 5 or 6 in a row that were balls that were probably hit worse than you or I would hit them. They were like 55 miles an hour off the bat. They were not major league like smash hit singles.
Yeah.
They just happened to find holes in the infield. And that the odds of that happening in that sequence is extremely low. And they still won the games. Who cares?
I think he sucks. No, he's been having a tough go. Look, as a person, it's got to be terrible. You probably have it's New York. You got the weight of the world. Everybody hates you. The weight of the world on your shoulder. As a pitcher, I mean, he just keeps coming in these bad situations, and I think they should really give him a break out of the closing role for a little while. Get him like a.
But then who do you close with then?
See how Mark Leiter turns out. What about some of the other guys? Tommy Caney? I don't know.
You're going to have live tryouts during the stretch run of a season? I don't think that's a good idea, and I think that Holmes. I don't like the narrative that he's not really a closer, because the thing is, back in the day, and I'm not saying that he's as good as the person I'm about to mention, but Mariano Rivera always said that when he was going great, he wasn't really getting strikeouts. He was getting extremely weak contact, and that's what Holmes gets. Okay, he gets batters to fucking not almost like, remember Chen Ming Wong 20 years ago?
Yes.
He almost gets like those weak ass grounders, and look, sometimes they do go at people, sometimes they find holes, or sometimes they're too slow, and if you have a speedy runner, the guy gets to first. But I'm telling you, the fact that he gets that much weak contact, other than obviously that home run today, goes to show you that he's in control, and these batters cannot square up and barrel the balls that he's throwing. So the narrative that he's not a real closer is dog shit. And honestly, if you know numerically, he's like a top 3 or a top 5 closer in the sport. He's in the top tier. So just because he blew, a few saves over a few months doesn't mean that he's a bad pitcher or a bad closer. He's excellent. I'll die on the Holmes hill, baby. I will.
One of the stitches in my mouth just finally fell out. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you got your wisdom teeth pulled last week.
We got that on
too personal on this show.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm feeling much better, but I'm sitting there. It's really annoying because it feels like there's like hair or string in my mouth, and you can't help. With something in your mouth, you just keep playing with it with your tongue. And we're like this, and I feel they're supposed to fall out or they just dissolve, and it came out. I'm like, okay.
We need to get that clip as a drop, like an out of context drop, or because you just said, how when there's something in your mouth and you just keep playing. Yeah. That's
I'm ready to just do it.
Just put that on loop.
We'll throw that in later.
That's all I'm putting on our TikTok channel this week. Is just going to be Mike talking about things in his mouth. That's all we're doing, kids.
You can go through this show and the previous version of the show, and you'll find me saying things that are either really offensive or really dumb or out of context, all completely by mistake and completely innocent.
You are the least offensive person on the show. And by the way, Brian, speaking of our other host, he did say he's looking forward to coming and doing an episode or two. He's got things going on in his life right now. He just moved and all this, and he's doing a lot of stand-up. So, but no, he does want to do more of the show, which I think is cool. I actually saw him. I saw him about an hour ago. Him and I did a stand-up show together. I hadn't been on stage in like months, and I randomly got hit up to do a last-minute spot. Somebody else dropped out. I said, "Yes, why not? I'll go out and do some stand-up." And
what's the place?
And Brian was on the show, and Brian, this is great. Shout out to him because I'm in one of his jokes. So
I don't know. You sent that to me too.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. I don't want to spoil the joke, but he makes fun of a certain friend of his that has a girlfriend that has a dog blog.
Oh yeah,
to work on all the time, and I am that friend. Yeah. So I'm officially in our co-host B-Rab's stand-up set, not by name, but everyone who was there who knew me looked at me as soon as he said it and started laughing, which I thought was great. And I'm looking forward to having him on hopefully next week. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. It'll be fun. Yeah, he's open door policy with Brian. I mean, he was kind of long before me. You guys kind of came up with the show, and I'm like, well, I'll edit it. It sounds fun, and it was COVID, and we had nothing else to do. So
we really had nothing. Well, also, I was gonna say you were the least offensive person of the three of us to do the show. Like, I am known to get drunk and drop a possible sexist or racist joke, especially when I'm doing this show. He's known to make jokes about like gay sex or CTE or dead people. Trust me, Mike. There's nothing you've ever said on this show that I think is actually offensive.
Okay,
you're fine. You are not the reason why we're going to get canceled. I am.
I'm not going to be a guest on Stern anytime soon, and we're going to trade war stories about.
Yeah, exactly.
The FCC calling us.
All right. Have you been watching the Olympics or keeping up with it at all? I'll be honest with you, I have not.
No, not really. I've been trying. I mean, this is what I found out. So because I worked the last two Olympics editing highlights, the last winter and summer, and I went and watched the highlight just to see, all right, what's going on, how's the gang doing, and some of the PTSD. Not that I had a bad experience, but what happens is when you work the Olympics. So the last two games were over in Asia. So it was in Beijing and Tokyo, right? So they're 13 hours ahead. So we had to work overnight. So our night was like at 7. We wouldn't get home till maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's like Groundhog's Day. You just go home, you go to sleep, you get up. There's no days off. You work for like 2-3 weeks, however long the Olympics is, straight. And you just go to sleep. You wake up. There's no sunlight until you're going home. And it just messes with you. So after a while, you're like, but it was a cool experience.
I got to shit on you a little bit. You're a guy who's never worked in the service industry in any shape or form or way in your life, and it shows. Because how many? Yeah, no, exactly. How many friends do we have that either work as a bartender or a host or a waiter? I mean, I work at a hotel. Full disclosure, my hours are oftentimes weird. I've done third shift. I've done the overnight. Sometimes I have to do a double into an overnight. These things do happen, and so when I had to work for 3 weeks. I had to do 3 weeks overnight, and they paid for my hotel, and I had free food, and it was a 3-star hotel. It was actually pretty comfortable. I did it one time for 3 weeks, so I get the struggle now. Like
twice, okay.
You do though. Oh, you did? Yeah, actually, I was going to ask about that. If did they hit you up this round to come back to this thing, and you're like, I don't want to fucking do it, or
no, they did. I couldn't do it because
you have a different job. Yeah.
It's in France this year. I don't know what the time difference is.
I think they're 5 or 6 hours ahead, I believe. Right, I have relatives there, and my mom sometimes calls on the phone. So,
and then it's going to be in LA. Now that's another 4 years away. I have no idea if they would even hit me up again. But if I'm not doing anything, maybe that could be fun. If
where is it in 2 years? Where's the winter one?
In Brooklyn. No, I don't know.
I have no, you know what? We need to know where that is, because they're gonna home. What was it? 2026 Winter Olympics.
Is it? No, it's not Venice. What am I talking about? It's in it's in Venice. They froze
Milano Cortina. So that sounds like Italy.
It is okay. So it was in Italy. I was right. Yeah, not Venice. Yeah, they froze the streets of Venice.
Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. I definitely said that wrong. So Italy is also ahead of us so it'll be not as bad as Tokyo, but it would be like if it's prime time there, you'd have to do it at like 9 or 10 in the morning here or something like that. And if it goes late there, you'd be up a little late, but you'd be fine. You'd be fine with that. Actually, it's the opposite. You probably have to wake up earlier, because if they have afternoon events, they probably at like 5 a.m. our time or something stupid. So it would be more of like Huh?
If I can go there, that would be fun.
You should go there. I want you to go there and enjoy some fresh gelato and find yourself a nice Italian lady that you can bring home with you so you can make your mom proud.
Yeah, I might be going to Italy next year, as a matter of fact, for a wedding. I got maybe. I have to see. It's a family, sister-in-law's family thing. I don't know. I got to find out.
Oh man,
I got to get my
I'm
passport
so
in order.
jealous that you're gonna get to be the single American guy at a wedding. Oh my god.
I didn't think of it that way.
I'm jealous. I'm sincerely jealous.
I might not come back. Like, well, Italians, we have citizenship. I think we have citizenship. They'll let us back in. So, but I think they're run by like a super far right person. I don't know what's going on in Italy right now. You know, that might be. I don't know if they're going to want me walking in with hip hop and Yankee hats and
No, you're an American tourist. We're bulletproof.
Yeah.
We're protected around the world. It's great. All right, so let's get to the not the fun half. The show is always fun, but let's get to the reactionary half, if you will, of the show. I know you have some fun stuff here that you cultivated.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of this, by the way. I don't think.
Let's go to a fight because this one I found this last week and we held off on it, and it worked out because today I found out that the Yankees will be playing the Angels next, and this is a fight from 1978. Between Mike Heath of the Yankees and Carney Langsford of the Angels. And let's take a look.
Let's go, baby. 70 sports. I'm into it.
All right. So this is earlier in the game.
4-3 ratio. This is good.
Yeah. So that's Paul Blair in center field. He throws and they get the Mike Heath tears out this guy Grick. He's so mad he kicks his helmet. Okay. So Mike Heath, he gets a bit of an arm to his face. There's Paul Blair. You'll notice.
By the way, that was a damn good throw. That was a strike to home plate from center field. Oh, wearing number 2. It's always weird seeing number 2 before our generation's number 2.
And the catcher, Mike Heath, he's wearing 46, which is Pettit's number. So Paul Blair was known more so playing for the Orioles, but great center fielder.
That throw beat by like 35 feet.
Yeah. Now look, he throws.
Well, back then you could hit the catcher, and he figured I'll give him an elbow to see if I can knock the ball out.
Yeah. So now this is later in the game. All right. So now here comes another play at the plate, and Carney Langsford runs into Mike Heath, and now it's a Brawl City.
Oh, he gets him in the no guard right away. Oh, okay, never mind. He gets up.
It's an all-out fight fest. About half those numbers in the Yankees are retired. But there's Reggie.
That is pretty funny. A lot of these numbers are retired.
Yeah, and there's those old school California Angels uniforms, which I'm surprised they haven't gone back to at this point.
I gotta say that trying to be the LA Angels is so lame. And from what I do understand, a lot of the fans make fun of the fact because like Anaheim is almost nowhere near downtown LA. If you know Southern California, it's like a pretty serious drive away. But yeah, I like the old school California logo, but I guess because there's 4 other teams, soon to only be 3 other teams in that state that so they can't really be they can't represent the whole state. So they got to be.
Oh, so that and just the post arguments get great. Like it's never over after they threw people out already. And it's like, hey, we're still gonna fight. We're still gonna argue. And I guess it looks like Billy Martin.
I love the old school like Hertz Rent-A-Car looking umpire uniforms, by the way, with the stupid blue button up and the.
They look like security guards in a parking garage.
That's better. Yeah, they look like toll booth workers.
Toll booth workers. Yeah. Let's see. So all right. So here's the replay.
Yeah, let's do the replay.
So. Little base knock.
Oh wait, slick fielding. Does that look like that was fairly solidly hit?
So right to Nettles, yeah. I'm assuming that's Nettles. I don't know if they had somebody else.
Nettles throws it nice and low to get the tag in. Boom. The catcher braces himself.
Runs into my
back when you could do that kind of thing. And then he just didn't like getting hit twice by the same guy in the same game, is what it sounds like.
Well, it was a different guy, but yeah,
he was a different guy.
Twice. Yeah, the first time was some guy named Grick. Grick from the Crick.
I always wonder sometimes too if like any of these guys are still alive and we could just like hit them up and have them talk about it, because some of these guys are probably just bored like retired athletes. But I would love if we called them.
Martin's going to make hot dogs for some little leaguers now, as we've seen before. So I was trying to see, there was something I noticed. Look at the type of sci-fi futuristic security guards on the. You'll never see that.
Oh, yeah. They're like a little.
Look like THX 1138.
It looks like a jockey helmet that lady's wearing. Like she's gonna come out and just start prodding the players. Look like a she anyway.
I think there's an umpire being held back here. Like I've never seen. Oh no, okay, that guy. I thought it was an umpire. Yeah.
Well, one thing about these old school fights, sometimes the umpires are in them. That you don't see that anymore. I haven't seen any in my lifetime, but some of the really old 70s and 80s ones are like that.
Yeah, they get a little crazy. Yeah. So that was it. So now these two teams will be playing soon.
Doesn't the California logo from a distance kind of look like a dick because it's like big and giant red, and it's like angled down, and it's got like the bottom of it almost looks like the head, like it's like a flaccid cock, just a little bit.
No, it does. I wanted to see how you react.
It absolutely does. It looks like a flaccid penis. Maybe that's why they got rid of the logo. And it looks like the halo looks like it could be the cock ring, that you use to hold the
Prince Albert. Is that what they call it?
Is
that what it's called? I don't know.
No, a cock ring.
Yeah, isn't it called when you get it pierced? It's called a Prince Albert.
No. Okay, so
you just mean the ring if somebody wears it. I don't know if we have to get into the history.
Well, I don't know the history of cock rings, but I know the usage of them fairly well. They're a good time, by the way. I recommend them to those of you who are looking to spice things up in the bedroom with your lady. I'll be honest with you, Mike. This is really not where I thought this conversation would be.
How did this baseball?
I don't know. You're watching sports, bro. I'm thinking about sex toys.
California is like the butt of the United States, and Florida is like.
Yeah, Florida is the penis.
More the other way. Yeah,
so if you look Maine would be the nose or the
Maine is like the unicorn horn.
Yeah,
and New Jersey's the eyeballs to the world.
Yeah,
what the fuck are we talking about?
I don't.
All right,
no one's ever said that about New Jersey before. Ever
the eyes of the world. Yeah, Lady Liberty looking upon the rest of the world. See, Lady Liberty. Anyway. That's this fight. We're gonna move on to something else.
I don't even feel that bad for how badly that one went off the rails.
That went off the rails. Hey, here's something. Don Zimmer argument. Pop-up time.
Come on. The Cubs skipper.
Oh wow. He looks coked out. Look at that. You see? Go back to the very beginning. Look at his eyeballs. They're all the way open.
He's like trying to look through the guy's head, not look at it. More Don Zimmer.
It's like, well, he's not even looking at the guy. It almost looks like he's like there's something happening in the stands, like some lady's flashing him or something. It doesn't look like he's looking to the right. He's looking to the right of the umpire almost.
Yeah, maybe he's looking. Yeah, he's looking past him, looking through him, and it's just we're gonna stare at each other today. The umpire's like, all right, Don. Hey, the umpire you notice had a number. Have they ever retired an umpire's number in baseball? Like, has the umpires union ever said, "Oh, we'll never wear Bill Johnson's number. He was so good at calling balls strikes by mistake, and we love him for that." Did they ever retire?
Hopefully, they retire either Les Diaz or Angel Hernandez's number. Not because they were good at their job, but just because they did like the opposite of retiring a number.
Yeah,
like they did so bad that they don't want to give any fans PTSD. Yeah. Like, no, the number is bad luck. We can't.
Yeah. I think there's umpires in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if they've ever retired. I don't even know if the umpires have numbers. I'm sure they do in some capacity, but there's some I noticed. All right, let's go to some commercials. We have some good ones here. I found this one last minute. Rodney Dangerfield was in it. So it's a little softball commercial. Let's take a look.
We're up 15. We got this game won.
Yeah, you guys are buying a light beer from Miller.
Yeah, slice Philly.
One out to go. Yeah, what can he do to his mouth?
Hey, keep the change. Here's Rodney.
Any pinch to the left?
Here I am.
Come on! Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Hey, wait a minute. This game isn't over yet. I caught that ball.
Was it John Madden?
There's
a lot of famous people in this commercial.
They really... somebody. Oh, I love that somebody taped that during some kind of football game on a VHS.
I think that's Boog Powell hitting. I might be mistaken. Let's see who else we can notice.
Yeah, let's go through this. This is first of
Billy
all, I love
Martin.
this ad. This is one of the best ones we've done yet.
Yeah.
Everything about it is terrific.
Yeah, Billy Martin, John Madden. Okay, he's on the bench. I don't know who that is. I can't even read the shirts. That guy is God. Who is that? I know who that is. No, he's somebody. Come on, he's somebody famous. He's somebody. What? It's Red Auerbach. That's who that is. Red Auerbach, the Celtics head coach.
Okay,
he's got the cigar. That's what. I'm like, look at my guy. No,
can we also take a minute to appreciate the fact that they wanted us to suspend our disbelief to the fact that we were supposed to believe that there is a team called Less Filling as their local softball, and another one called Taste Great. Yeah. Which, by the way, I would totally fucking wear. Those Less Filling jerseys are kind of hot, aren't they? Yeah. Like they're kind of like, dude, that is a cool ass jersey. Yeah. I'm sorry, they're better than half of the City Connects that we make fun of on this show.
Is that Dick Buckus or Larry Zonka? I think it's Dick. I don't know, Dick Buckus maybe. No, I like the call to Rodney Dangerfield as he does the Rodney Dangerfield, necktie.
When he tips the driver, that made me laugh, and then everyone laughs at him. You know why people laugh at him, Mike?
Because he's a comedian.
Because he gets no respect.
He gets no respect.
Come on. I thought he was going to drop that line in the commercial, like as everyone's laughing at him.
I truly believe that Rodney is Rodney everywhere in life. Even when he misses his ball, he does the.
Oh, I'm sure he's exactly that guy off the field, so to speak, or off the stage.
Rodney Dangerfield got his name.
And who's this blonde lady? Is she like a famous model or actress from that era that we don't know about, or do they just get some blonde bimbo to be in a commercial with all these famous people?
That's Lou Brock. Oh, the woman. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the woman.
Yeah. I thought it was Morgan Fairchild, but I don't know. She's the actress. Bob Uecker, obviously. I don't know. They got a very well blessed woman.
They did, and I like her batting stance. Go back to her batting stance, really quick. Can just kind of she puts her ass all the way out. Okay, she like I don't know if you can get that frame, but that's a terrific.
Mary Beth Mooney, if you're watching this, skip this part.
No, Mary Beth, I want to know who this person is because you might know who they are. Right? See, she sticks it out.
She does.
Right there. She goes all the way back with it.
That almost looks like a bases loaded batting stance. Remember bases like the real skinny guys?
Yeah, it does look like an 8-bit or 16-bit video game. Yeah, exactly. And I love how he does the windmill and then stops and just throws a regular pitch too.
Yeah. Wait, what's his number? Is it just number 1 or 1.5? I think his number is 1.5.
1.5. That is incredible.
Oh, half maybe for like less calories or
this commercial's got a lot of details in it.
Yeah.
I like this. This is awesome.
This is a good one. This is good.
This is great. I want that jersey. I want a Less Filling jersey. Yeah. That would be that'd be so sick.
I don't know.
Nobody would know what it is.
Yeah. We should call Super 70 Sports and
he'd probably we got to get that guy on the show.
That was pretty good.
That was great. That was I'm a happy boy.
Yeah.
That I got to see the die or I saw that before I died. That is a great ad. That was a terrific ad.
All right, so this one is classic from the 90s, featuring Bo Jackson. And I remember when this came out that this was a popular phrase. And if you know Bo Jackson, it's associated with him, and it came from these Nikes commercials. So let's check this out.
Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. Bo knows basketball, too.
Oh, hi, MJ.
Bo knows tennis? No.
Oh, no, cycling.
Bo knows.
There's a lot to unpack in that ad too. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who any of the people are. Now, these are all famous athletes from that era, right? That we just aren't remembering.
That's Kirk Gibson, who home run. Jim Everett, who was a good quarterback in his day, and also attacked Jim Rome on ESPN2, which Ryan
right. Yeah.
Because he kept calling him Chris Everett, the tennis player.
Yeah.
Bo Diddley, the famous blues guitar player. Whoever that guy is.
I don't know, some brother who plays basketball.
John McEnroe.
I would have never gotten out. I don't know who the hockey guy is either, but I do like that they gave the hockey guy the
you know
one
who the
line.
hockey guy is?
No, who's that? Is that
the hockey guy? He's the hockey guy.
Is that Wayne Gretzky?
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, the thing is, when you're watching hockey, they got their helmets on. I don't know if people are. I didn't grow up watching hockey at all, honestly.
Yeah. She's jacked, whoever she is. Yeah, that's Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, he says no and then winks. That is no. It's a little embarrassing that I didn't know who that was, but also it's enough before my time, and my parents didn't have cable to where it's excusable that I wouldn't know what he actually looked like.
Right. Yeah. I know you.
But I do like how they gave him the opportunity to say no and then just wink at the camera. Yeah. That is pretty great.
They're wearing 7-Eleven. I just noticed that, which we watched their commercial last week. 7-Eleven cyclists. Is
that a product placement within a commercial?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Did Nike even know? I'm sure they knew. Meta, a world in a world.
Well, you have to go to 7-Eleven to buy your Pepsi.
Yeah. I don't know if these guys are famous.
Bunch of very, very jacked, shirtless men.
Yeah. The guy on the right looks like my dad, but my dad was never that big. But like everybody had that 80s, 90s mustache back then. So
I love it.
And then there's Bo Diddley, famous blues guitar player. But I was trying to see where's the Kings are going back to these uniforms this season with a minor little tweak, but it's not even noticeable. But they're going back to those throwbacks. And then another thing, I don't know if you knew, I think these sneakers or a variation of them that he's wearing were used to make the boots for the 1988 Batman movie. So if you ever look at the costume of Batman, he's wearing those sneakers. But
he's wearing Nikes.
He's wearing them. Yeah, and I think Michael Keaton said he was just interviewed, and he says he still has them. Another like for the second Batman, the Batman Returns, they were like Jordans, and they that's
right, because that's when they were first coming out with those.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is origination of Bo Knows. And I don't know if you knew this, but there was a cartoon. There's a lot of connections with this. There was a cartoon in the early 90s called Pro Stars, and it was like a superhero adventure show. And the superhero team was Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and Bo Jackson.
Oh.
They were athletes by day, but they were superheroes by another time of day. I don't know, when they were had an off day. They were fighting crime.
Is Bo Jackson the guy that does the new Gen X ads nowadays, or is that a different guy that I'm mistaking him with and probably kind of about to come off as racist?
Very racist. That's Frank Thomas.
You know what's funny? This is embarrassing. I made that mistake in real life to one of their faces. I swear to God. At World, I can't really talk about my job that much, but I meet a lot of famous people in my day job.
Yeah.
And
you host a Tonight Show, right?
Yeah. And I said, "Oh yeah, you do the ads for that." And the guy's like, "No, that's the other guy." And I'm like, "Oh, and the guy, he thought it was funny as hell because apparently it happens often enough to him that like he didn't even get mad about it. He was just like, "Yeah, whatever, man. You're cool."
Well, the other thing I would say, I mean, they both played for the White Sox.
They're both very muscular African American men. Okay.
Frank Thomas is like two Bo Jacksons. That's how big Frank Thomas is. So as massive as Bo was. Boy. Yeah. So that's Bo Knows.
I have no idea if the cyclists are like Olympian cyclists or anybody famous either. I don't know that sport at all.
I don't know. You want to do one last one? Here, let's throw one last one in.
Sure. Let's do it.
It's Olympic. It's about the Olympics. I was talking about this a couple shows ago, and there's a lot of history to this. So this is the famous or infamous, depending on how you look at it, Dan and Dave, 1992 Barcelona Reebok ad with Dan and Dave.
Who is the world's greatest athlete, Dan or Dave? Dan is a champion decathlete. Dave is a champion decathlete. Dan wears Reebok. Dave wears Reebok. Okay, so who makes the most noise? To be settled in Barcelona.
I love that, like the guitar music there, and I also love how not the first, but as soon as they pose the question to the audience, the next like solid 8 seconds of the ad are just 2 men grunting.
Yeah. Now at the
like,
end,
that's incredible.
They did a bunch of these commercials to lead into the '92 Olympics. And 92, you'll know, obviously was the first year of the Dream Team, and it was a big deal. So these 2 guys were playing for the U.S. Now, the Olympics hadn't started yet, and it says here to be settled in Barcelona, right? The only problem is when they did the Olympic trials, Dan did not qualify.
Oh.
So the whole ad campaign was ruined. He didn't qualify.
Really
I forget
funny.
why. Yeah, and I was trying to find it. I can't find it. They made a commercial kind of settling all that. We're like, oh, Dan, sorry you couldn't be there, blah, blah, blah. But there were so many of these commercials.
All right, so we're going to do a part 2 of this. We're going to do a part 2.
More. I have more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these 2 guys were supposed to, it was Dan O'Brien and Dave, I forget. But they were U.S. Olympic athletes. It's just Dan didn't qualify for the Olympics that year. So the whole campaign was wasted.
That really sucks.
That's the tragedy of sports. So, but
specifically that a corporation couldn't get their ad campaign off properly. No other tragedies involved in sports, just that.
I mean, but this is like the '90s to the max.
Oh,
like,
I love it. At the end when they come in with that guitar music, but I'm all about that. That's very '90s. That's very early '90s.
Yeah.
You know? The scream and the grunt and the
pump. I had a pump when I broke my toe a couple months ago. The walking boot they gave me had a pump on it. You could pump it, and I can jump higher. No, I can, and it would like just tighten around your foot to make it more comfortable. So I don't know if the back then we had to find the Nike Reebok commercials where they would battle because it was pump up, air out. That was Reebok's comeback.
Oh yeah, no, we got. And that's why I'm so glad that we do this in this show because there's so much goofy stuff that happened when we were little or before we were born. That someone in the corporate office was like, "This is going to be a great ad campaign."
Yeah, made millions. I don't know.
Yeah, I love it. All right, man.
Now you watch ads. You watch them online. They're like online only ads. They're freaking weird. And it's like, what are they doing? Like, because they get away with more. I guess
they have to have the hook literally in the first like second of the ad, or people,
you click on.
Yeah, so things are very like jumpy, right in your face, like that kind of thing. Whereas some of these old ads, they could build up to some stuff like they did in this one, where
you wouldn't know what it's for till the end.
Yeah, they posed question, they grunted, and then they're like, buy this thing that you wouldn't have 30 seconds of build up in the modern day.
Well, this has been good.
This has been a great time, as always. Great
time next week, Brian. And then, like you said, our friend Mary Beth Mooney will be joining us soon.
Yes, that's going to be great. We got to get a lot of ads for that episode. We're going to get some. We're gonna do my homework for that. Don't worry.
Working on other guests. We're looking for more women who are involved in sports. We want everybody to come on the show. It's not just guys being.
Specifically, we're looking for any women's volleyball team members from the Olympics. If any of you want to talk to us, we'd love to have you on the show.
Is your girlfriend?
No? Is that too broy of a way to end the show? No, she's out of town. I can get away with exactly one joke like that before she watches this and then comes in here and stabs me.
If you know any Olympian volleyball women,
that's specifically who we'd like to get on the show, especially if they're single, so we can introduce them to Mike. Well, actually, can we get the Italian team? Well, maybe one of them can be your date for the wedding next year.
You see the No, who's the gymnast? She from Italy.
They're too young. Don't be broken.
No.
Bro.
Not talking about that. No, okay. I don't think she is. But
Mr. Fucking, I'm gonna start calling you Mike Nasser if you start talking about a female Olympian gymnast there.
No, but I'm not talking about that. The one she did the ad campaign when she's sitting on the blocks of cheese. It's like the most Italian thing ever. Like,
oh yeah, I saw a meme about that. That's an actual ad.
Yeah, like so. America, we do sneakers and beer and Rolex commercials. In Italy, you give their gymnast a giant wheel of Parmesan cheese to bottle with, and it's viral. It's the most Italian thing ever. It's great.
No, that is pretty awesome. All right, man.
All right.
I will talk to you next week. Fun as always.
Really?
Peace, brother.